Elon Musk reinstated controversial Twitter users Kathy Griffin, Jordan Peterson, and the Babylon Bee as he explained a new content policy reversing Twitter's prior stance of removing harmful content as questions swirl over who will actually staff the company. There's nobody left. They're all locked out. Who's in the building? Who's running this thing? The inmates are running the asylum. The sky is falling. The new Twitter policy is freedom of speech, but not freedom of reach. Musk tweeted Friday afternoon, adding Twitter will demonetize and not promote tweets containing hate speech or otherwise negative content. Negative content blanket. Negative blanket. Musk also announced the reinstatement of previously banned users Kathy Griffin, Jordan Peterson, Babylon Bee, apparently referring to the liberal comedian Griffin, the far-right commentator and psychologist Peterson, and the correctly spelled conservative satire publication. What? Okay, that's Forbes words, by the way. I don't... Trump decision has not yet been made was also part of the tweet. I think he's trying to deliver on changes rapidly because people's expectations of change and him being involved and, what did Elon actually do? And these are like kind of landmark things that people are looking for. Bring back that guy, bring back that guy. And he's supposed to be the call-in for helpline, and people are slamming him with these requests to do these things. And he brings some people back that were previously banned. Let me tell you something. It doesn't really change all that much, other than the fact that now it's a new party that gets to determine what is considered to be negative. Do you understand what I mean? I guess you can draft up a policy and get very specific about it. And I guess maybe you ban less frequently, but it is a type of ban, as people would call it, a shadow ban. You don't know you're banned. You're saying something unsavory, and it's not really reaching anyone. Is that better? Maybe. Maybe it's a little bit less alienating. You keep shouting into the distance as if you were somebody standing on a street corner, except everyone walks past you and nobody listens. Freedom of speech, not freedom of reach. I don't know, Will, how you implement these things, but it's still extremely squirrely. It's still incredibly muddy as to how these calls are made and what set of words and combination of letters equates to hate or negative, and then who is the judge and jury of such things. That still exists. It's just going to exist, I guess, now in a shadow fashion without the freedom of reach, but with the freedom of speech. I don't know which one's better, because now you have all this guesswork of people wondering, you know how many people are going to be making claims like, the only reason my words are not getting out there is because I can't reach anyone, because I'm the one telling the truth. Like just exactly like the shadow ban conversation. So maybe you make everything open. You let people examine these reasons. I don't know how we're going to be able to look into tweets to see whether or not it's being widely distributed or less so because of certain language. It's all very interesting. I'll read. This is the full tweet. New Twitter policy is freedom of speech, not freedom of reach. Negative/hate tweets will be max deboosted and demonetized, so no ads or other revenue to Twitter. You won't find the tweet unless you specifically seek it out, which is no different from the rest of the internet. Which he's kind of right there, because that's sort of what Google does quietly. The type of search results that surface, the publications that are perceived as reliable, have a good ranking, deliver engagement. Yeah. But anyway, no. And then stuff that's more fringe, I guess, is more buried. It's just, I don't know how, in the past, companies haven't been all that transparent about that. And if you're out here telling people that that's how things are working, you may have people on the other end working extra hard to have their stuff seen, knowing that they've been told publicly that they're being deboosted for their ideas. You see what I'm saying here? As opposed to them having to guess, maybe I am, maybe I'm not.
Right. And it seems like here, this is like for each individual tweet.
Each individual tweet.
Which is very hard to...
You want your tweet to go far and wide? You better bless it with some Elon dust. You better satisfy Mr. Musk. You better put a little You better put some of Elon's Musk on there. And then all of a sudden, you got 188,000 likes and 34,000 retweets in 3 hours. Right? What about him himself? Can he get de-boosted maximum? Imagine his own tweet. He's like, damn, caught in the net.
Maybe.
It's still the same muddy mess that social media and communication will always be, and speech will always be, and it's just the nature of it. Sensitivities and history and really just the the downsides of. Obviously, there's plenty of upsides with language, and there's some downsides as well. Sometimes things get missed, and it's not interpreted correctly, or it can be intentionally hurtful. And we always have the conversation around doxing, and many people seem to agree there are some parameters around how to effectively communicate in most cases.
And when they say freedom of speech, there's a lot of other people that were banned. Are they going to be reinstated?
Well, that's the thing. These are some high-profile users. What about the people who are lower-profile users, and they're sitting there waiting because they're not going to make any news article when they come back? So we'll have to wait and see how that plays out.
Case by case.
Okay, it's going to be a case-by-case basis as long as there's maximum engagement.
Yeah.
On the content. Maximum content engagement.
Yeah.
Just like this show right here.